Hey everybody, it's Mad Mark with the Mad Mark Minute on my show, the Mad Mark Show. Alright, so President Obama just gave his heartfelt speech to the United States and to Congress and I guess the Senate about why we should go and do some kind of military action against Syria. Look, he hasn't changed anybody's mind. If he really had wanted to do something about it, he should have done it as soon as they found out that chemical weapons were used. So he should have gone in there unbeknownst, should have just done it and then let the fallout just happen. But no, this clown, he has to do a show. He has to go and poll people. He has to have everything just right. And then he wants everybody else to decide to do it because he doesn't want the responsibility when it blows up in his face, because that's what's going to happen. If in fact we were to go and strike Syria, the rest of the world can say, hey, UN said you couldn't do that. Now you're at fault, and now we're going to take measures against you, America. And our president would have led us into this, and the first thing out of his face would be, well, it was American people in Congress that decided to do it. I just followed what they said. And then again, the whole thing with the children, the kids. Hey. So some kids were gassed, and that's horrible. Okay, I absolutely agree. It's horrible, but it's their civil war, not ours. And on top of it, 100,000 people have died. How many children have died? And then just recently, we hear stories about how the so-called rebels that we're supposed to back are just as vicious as the Syrian government. And so who are we backing? We're going to flip it, and then all of a sudden now the rebels go around and start killing children? This children issue is a non-issue. And then he says soldiers and infants. Use that as some kind of comparison. Again, that's a liberal way of saying you hate kids if you don't agree with me. Well, I don't agree with you, and I love children. As a matter of fact, I have been for 19 years been coaching and part of a group that does nonprofit for kids. So that whole idea goes out the window. Now, again, Obama, you failed. You failed when you went around the world after you were elected in 2008 and did your tour. Your tour said you were a weak son of a bitch, that you were apologizing for America. America doesn't ask to get involved in these things. Very few wars have we initiated in the history of our country. Okay, we don't want to be part of what's going on in other countries, until we're forced into them. And that's the mindset of Americans, live and let live. But that's not the mindset of the Middle East in what they do. They have religious issues and they have power issues. And to get us involved in that is ludicrous. And then to let Putin do all this shit to you, and then you come to us, and then you say, oh, well, Putin and I have been talking. Putin's been dictating to you. You're weak. You're a weak son of a bitch. And with tomorrow being September 11th, and 4 people died last year, and you and your administration ran around saying it was all because of a video on YouTube, we're supposed to believe you? Man, you lost your motherfucking mind. Nobody believes you. Nobody trusts you. And the polls, the real polls that are out there, show that we're done with you. You're a lame duck. We're done with you, and we might be done with liberalism for a while because it's just done nothing but hurt this country continuously. Your stupid-ass policies are hurting the country. You have not been about getting jobs and building the country up. You've been about social issues, whether faggots can marry and whether people are treating each other right and all that crazy shit. And forcing Obamacare, which has cut into people's 40-hour work weeks. Now they're not going to get 40 hours, so the company they work for don't have to pay their medical benefits. You've done a fine job of dismantling our country, you piece of shit. Look, I can't wait till you're gone. And this Hillary suddenly popping up again, you Democrats, you really need to look in the mirror because America's sick of you. And the polls numbers are showing it. We've had enough. Obama, you're a fucking joke. I've never liked you from day one, and I told everybody not to vote for you initially, but, you rode your little lie, and you worked it, and you made a benefit for yourself, and, okay, here we are. The world's looking at us, thumbing their noses at us. You know, we went from a superpower to nothing, to weakness, all because of you. Great job, Commander-in-Chief, you dumb son of a bitch. This is Mad Mark with a Mad Mark Minute on my show, The Mad Mark Show. I love this country. I love it. I love that flag that's behind me, but I hate our government, our politicians that lie and do everything they can do to better themselves and not our country. Fuck all of them. This is Mad Mark, and I will be back.